What's up, hot makers? Welcome to HotMakes right here on the Edge of Tech and HotMakes on Facebook and everywhere, pretty much everywhere. I am Nerdy J, also known as Jim from the Edge of Tech. This is Geary, and this below me right here, this is Brett and Buck. How you guys doing?
What's up?
We're good.
We're good.
Surprise! You're already here.
Yeah,
We're here.
we just explained that we pull them in later, and then so in the background I totally just clicked to turn them on accident. So hi, you're here.
That's okay. Well, welcome. We have some awesome time with these guys. They're from King Gubby Designs, and we're going to talk to them in 1 second. Let's do some housekeeping first. First and foremost, welcome to HotMakes. We're here every Monday at 6 p.m. Central, and that's Central Time. Just for your time zone peeps out there, it's different across the world. I know I saw Canada already. I know we have Europe in the house, California. You guys are everywhere. So just remember 6 p.m. Central. Also, everything we talk about as far as HotMakes goes, there's a link in the description below. Click that link, find episode 127. Wow, that's a lot of episodes. And we will get it there. You can find all the links there. Brad, I'm currently in Phoenix visiting family. I love Phoenix. I'm hoping to be there in a couple months here for Little Brewers spring training. Anyways, Justin, emails went out this morning. Yes, I saw that. That's a hot topic. We'll talk about that. But anyways, also, if you want to donate, feel free to hit that Oreo cookie or whatever fund you want to call it. There's a PayPal link in the description as well. And I think Nightbot will be hitting everybody up. Justin is talking about ERMRF, Rocky Mountain Rep Festival. I think that's what we're calling it, Rocky Mountain Rep Festival. It's in Colorado. It's only like 45-ish minutes from the Denver airport, which is super cheap and super easy to get into. And it's going to be, I believe, in April. It's in April. Justin, feel free to put the details in the chat there. And we'll talk about it too as we get closer. Also, let's see, where are we at? 803 subs, it looks like, on the main HotMakes channel, which is amazing. Thank you guys so much. I know we're here because we love being here, and we appreciate you guys hitting that button. Buck and Brent, I know you guys are just loving this part of the show. You just like hanging out, listening.
We're here for support. We're here for support.
Yes.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, we can.
No. Yeah.
No.
So also tonight we want to talk about the Monday thing. So there has been some talks behind the scenes and about maybe changing up the day. So we are dropping a poll in, I believe it's in the description of the video. It'll be posted obviously in the chats as you just saw right now. And we're going to post it on the social medias too. Let us know what day you would prefer if we did move the day. Mondays are hard. I have been doing a Monday show since July of 2019. Not as we know, there's been a couple Mondays off in there, but I have been doing a Monday show for that long. So we have been talking about potentially moving it. I know Mondays are hard for some people because you had a long weekend and it's the first day back at school and you have to get the kids ready and all that stuff too. So if there was a day we were going to move HotMakes to, hit that poll, let us know which day. Maybe we'll even look at it at the end of the episode and see where we're at just for the heck of it. But
we can, but also it's going to be open until December 31st. We're leaving it open all month.
Month? That long?
Yeah, why not?
Oh, okay. I mean,
we have 800 subscribers and we only get like 50 watching every episode, so we might as well leave it open.
That's true.
If you switched it to Wednesdays at 9 a.m., I'm sure it would go up drastically.
Yeah, Wednesday at 9 a.m. But hey, we'd have the Europe viewers too, so there's that. Anyways, I think that's it. Am I missing anything, Geary? I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything before we get rocking.
No, I think that's it for this episode for housekeeping.
Awesome. Well, if that's being
Other
said,
than saying like a great Christmas present would be hitting 1,000 subs, but
yeah. Great Christmas present. Hitting 1,000 subs would be awesome. We could turn on the super chats on this channel. We're going to start funneling things more towards this just one channel, I think. That way we can kind of like collect everybody back in one place too. But anyways, yeah, I think we should keep going, ladies and gentlemen. As you already found out, right below me here, soon to be right next to me, we'll have Brent and Buck from King Gubby Designs. How you guys doing?
Good, man.
We're doing
Good.
well.
Good. Cue applause. Cue applause. There it is. Nice, man. Just surviving the holidays.
I 100% agree on that. So I've known you guys for a couple of years now. Since we've been doing laser videos together, and admittedly, I've featured a bunch of your stuff on this channel, on my channel, The Edge of Tech. And we were talking recently, and we were talking about the show and that kind of thing, and I was like, why don't you come on the show? You guys literally have a 3D printing business for laser stuff. I mean, what more is perfect for this show than that? I don't even know. But before we go too far, how about like who you guys are, what you do, and where we can find you, and we'll do that again at the end of the show.
Yeah, go ahead, Buck. You start.
Yeah. Well, originally, me and him started out. We were working together. You might see some guitars dangling in the back, but I actually run a guitar repair shop as well. And Brett here was working with me, and we got the laser in house to kind of start burning on stuff, and started improving on our own laser, and kind of started sharing some of that with some of the people in the groups. And next thing you know, people wanted it, and then a lot of people wanted them, and we've made quite a few upgrades at this point, and it evolved them quite a bit now. Yeah, it's been a really fun ride.
Well, you're missing a huge piece. This goes back actually like 25 years.
25.
Buck and I played flag football together, and no, I'm just joking.
we did though.
Yeah.
So,
but it's been really fun, man. Like really getting into both subject matters, lasers and 3D printing. Like it was a really solidifying thing for us because we'd had a good amount of time apart, in our friendship, just life and all that. And so it really kind of brought us back together, and we were like, hey, I like working with you more than 90% of the other people I've ever talked to. So let's build some stuff around this,
Nice. Well, I love that you do guitars in the background too. I totally forgot that, but I remember talking to you, and we were talking about, building guitars, and I have that CNC, and I was like, man, this would be really cool to mill out a guitar. But so you started doing guitars, you have a 3D printer laying around, you got the laser, you started throwing stuff in some of the groups, in our tour group, and if I remember right, in the Nicky Norton group back in the day there. And like you said, people were like, can I get one of those? Like,
yeah.
And
go ahead.
Yeah, it just started slow. Just like, hey, this could be a cool way to pay for filament. And then, it was hard I didn't have time to print my own stuff anymore because I was printing everyone else's. And it's kind of then
moving.
Started making new things and more mods, and just kind of kept running with it. Still am. So.
And Jack in the shop says fiber, CO2, diode, or all of the above currently?
Primarily diode, but we're starting to sell some things like enclosures for fiber lasers.
Ooh.
Yeah, but primarily the diode space.
At least for the 3D printed upgrades.
Yeah.
Let us know if you got an idea, though.
Yeah,
we're working on something.
Yeah.
Well, and that was one of the cool things about you guys. Like, ever since we ever met, and I got some stuff from you like 2 years ago or whatever it was. You guys have been like, if you ever see anything you think would be cool, shoot it out there. I want, you guys are always looking for suggestions, so you can model something, so you can help make the community make their lasers better. And it's just super cool because it doesn't matter if it's Lego feet, which you guys have, by the way, that fit the Duplo blocks to raise up your, your lasers, or, fixing the Z so you don't have to lower it and raise it and all that stuff. You guys do some cool stuff, and it's cool that you guys design or modify designs, right, for most of your stuff.
Well, and
most of it's our own designs now. The original, the Z adjuster, that one's kind of a spawn off, and the belt tensioners, but now most of them that we're putting out are just ones that we're whipping up from scratch and fusion kind of thing.
Well, and what we've been kind of a big piece of the business ever since, you know, we kind of said, all right, let's run with this, was we would do exactly this, exactly what Ed's saying. So we would tell people, hey, you have this laser. We only make this product for it. What else do you want? What else would you do? We'll make it for free and send it to you if you can give us feedback. And so we've really tried to set it up in the way where it's like the community will tell us what is necessary for their specific laser, and then we can design it out and do 1, 2, 3 versions and, you know, get some feedback.
That's
real
cool.
time.
Yeah. Well, I saw someone write Sharks with Lasers as a comment. That was actually the first mod we ever had for sale. Was a little shark that you could attach to your laser, so you could have a shark with a freaking laser beam attached to its head.
Yes.
That was number one. Yeah, we did it. If you want it, let me know. I got you.
We should definitely do that again. I think you know, man, sharks with freaking laser beams. I love that. Second, sharks with laser beams is someone else just commented. I second that. So you know, you said you kind of work in guitars, you got a laser in the shop. You guys started like kind of printing stuff for more people. Let's start with like printers. I mean, you guys, all your stuff, most of it, not all of it, but most of it is printed. What printers do you use, and mostly like what filaments? Let's start there.
Yeah. We're pretty much all across the board right now using Ender 3s. Right now, the pros, we got a whole stack of boxes right there of V2s that we've been meaning to set up.
Nice.
But yeah, they're pretty heavily modified at this point. Actually, through your recommendation, they're pretty much all TH3D to the max.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty much the whole catalog on on those. So they run like absolute workhorses now.
Awesome.
Yeah, compared to some of the newer stuff coming out, they can be a little slow, but yeah, they run around the clock. And I mean, right now, it's got a little wall back there behind these little shelves right here. So.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So mostly Ender 3 models that are modified greatly. I have a couple still heavily modified TH3D models myself. And I mean, it's awesome when you can have a machine that's sub $200 now, right? Throw some upgrades in there and let it fly. And it's crazy how far since, you know, 2019 when the Ender 3 came out, right? How far printing has come. Now you have something like the Sovol SV06 that is literally, I mean, it's close to a Prusa clone as you could get. Argue in the comments if you want, I'm good with that. But it literally, like, you can use an MK3S profile, change the build area, change rejection to 0.5, and that's it. I mean, it prints nicely. And it's cool though that you guys use the original, the Ender 3s. You're rocking them out, and you guys know how to work on them. Do you guys print in, is it PLA mostly or PETG, ABS? What do you do?
Yeah, primarily PLA, black in particular seems to be our most seller. We've had a lot of it.
Nice.
Where we've been getting it recently has been the Matter Hackers. Their PLA has been working real well for our machines.
Nice.
Again, we run them around the clock, and it's the price is right for the quality we're getting for sure.
Well, the way we look at it too is we like the bamboo. I know you've been playing around with that a lot. Like, it's got a price tag to it, and it really, for us, because we're attacking it at such a production angle and not necessarily the hobby angle. It's like, what's our largest horsepower for our buck? Way to keep the mechanism running, you know. And so but we had that first, so being able to really tear it completely apart, put it back together, there's no learning curve at this point. And so it's like we can just scale so simply with the mechanism we already have
with the same ones you have, and that makes total sense. Now you could probably print 3 complete build plates in the time you can print 1 on the Ender 3, but now it's interesting.
Change our mind.
It's the value. Well, it's like you said, it's the value. What do you get? Okay, for say you have $500 into I don't know what you have, but like $500 into an Ender 3, with all the upgrades. Maybe you have hot end board. I don't know, you know, whatever you have in there, right? At that point, you guys already have them. Of course, you wouldn't want to just switch everything out. It doesn't make sense. But at $500, does it make sense when they start crashing or dying, or you have to retire them, to go to a $700 machine that prints 3 times as fast? You know, I think that's where people are going to start looking at, you know, the bamboo, especially with that P1P. It is ridiculous. If you're printing PETG, PLA, TPU, that kind of thing, nothing that requires an enclosure, for $700, you can't even get an unbuilt Prusa for $700. So I mean, so it's kind of crazy that way. And I think you're going to start seeing those on a lot of farms, or even new farms. I have 4 total, and it is absolutely insane to keep them all going. And I have some big projects coming up, and I think it's going to put them to some testing. I have hundreds of hours on these things, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do in that situation when you have 4 running like around the clock for a very large project or something, you know. But
see, that's what we like, is like the stress test of longevity, you know.
I get it. And the Ender 3s, they've been awesome. Just like you know, everybody's like the Prusa side of things, they've been around, they're proven, the company's proven. You know, Creality, maybe not such a company like Prusa, right? But the product has been there, and you guys can fix them.
But, well, I was gonna say, you've done some stuff with Voron, right? Because we were kind of looking at that for a while. We were gonna just build some stuff out, or am I wrong?
I haven't yet. I haven't taken the plunge because time, really. I think that's my biggest thing. So I was at IRF, and Dave from Printed Solid, he said, no matter what model you get, your first build, plan 50 hours. And I was just like, 50 hours? Like, he's like, I don't care if it's the smallest one or the biggest, just plan 50 hours, because you're going to need it the first time, especially. And I'm just like, man, I don't have 50 hours. I don't have 2 hours to come in here and clean up the studio.
That's a big build.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, it's completely different, because when you're at the end of that build, say it takes you 35 hours, you have 35 hours into this machine of building and tuning, and that thing means something different, right? Than you know, then spending $700 and opening it up and seeing your first sub 20-minute benchy. You know, it's just different. You have that, you're connected then, because you probably have blood, sweat, and tears. But
well, we were just looking at them before the bamboo came out. That's what we were saying. Like, well, do we want to really get in there and get real deep in that technical and figure those out, and then be able to run all that? But now that the bamboo is out, P1P. Everybody keeps saying.
Well, for the price, I mean, geez, for the price, it's crazy. But so let's go back to pieces. So you guys do kits and laser pieces of, so do you guys have like a ton of lasers now? Like, do you have to buy every model to model off of it, or how's that work?
No, a lot of times we'll work remotely with some of our, you know, good customers that we've been friends with a long time. You know, typically like to work with the more engineering types that can, you know, send us actual like CAD files, you know, things, you know, caliper measurements and things like that. So that way we can accurately measure it and send it out their way, and kind of do the correspondence and, you know, get things fit. Because there's, I think Orters released at least 6 different models in like a year or 2.
They went the way of Creality for sure, I think.
Yeah, so I mean, between them and, you know, we also make parts for Sculpt Fun and Neji,
Atom Stack.
Atom Stack.
Yeah.
There's a few of them now. So.
We'll say we don't necessarily have enough space to be laser hoarders, but there are people already doing that. So we're leveraging some of our relationships in that regard.
Nice. Well, what's nice is
like 3 parts, so it works.
I was gonna say, what's nice is the other cool thing is, I know in the past working with you guys, you're like, hey, we made a revision to this part. Can you want to print it quick, or do you want me to send it to you? Well, you could throw me the file. I can print it in an hour, or I could wait for 3 days and you guys have to pay for shipping. What's the point, you know? And that's cool when you're working back and forth with somebody, especially if they have a printer, because you can be like, hey, print this, see if it fits, you know, give us our feedback real time. And I think that's a cool option to have. And one argument for 3D printing, you know, additive manufacturing is really cool for prototyping like that.
I mean, we've worked with people that aren't in this country to make this happen before. It normally works better if they're close, so that we can do quick shipping and things if needed. But you know, we've done what, you know, there's been certain things. Yeah. We've, you know, worked with people in the UK and made it happen on just oddball machines. And, yeah.
Nice.
Ed, what do you want for the X1 or the X tool?
Yeah,
Excuse me.
yeah, the X
Ed,
Tool
tell me, I
D1.
keep seeing your coughs.
Yeah, D1, X Tool D1. Everybody's saying just got the X Tool 20 watt, which is a beast of a cutter, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you know, it's just a cool idea in general. You start with modifying some parts. Hey, the printer didn't come with any way to easily raise and lower the Z to focus it or to set height when you put something thicker in or something like that. Okay, well, let's do that. Then, you know, hey, we just put, you know, I don't know, a 3-inch cup or something in there. We need to raise the laser. How do we do feet underneath? I remember originally you guys had different feet, and then you had the Lego idea or the Duplo idea, right? And
Yeah.
I like that. I love those because you pretty much, if you don't know what that is, actually, I'll let you guys explain it. Let's talk about the Duplo feet for a second here because it comes better from you guys.
It's a fairly simple concept, but it's a great idea. Give Buck all the credit. Basically, just Duplo Legos, the big 2x4s. Buck created like an attachment for the top and the bottom. You screw a bottom into your wasteboard.
So that goes into the wasteboard.
Yeah,
and then the top gets connected to
so
your laser.
So you can secure your foot all the way down, but if you pop it open and pop a Duplo brick in there, it'll raise it
raise it, yeah. So you can put like the base screws into your wasteboard, and then let's raise it up 3 bricks, and then you can raise it up 3 Duplo bricks, put that on, and then the feet of your laser sit inside of that so the laser doesn't shift. Which is awesome because that means your laser is in the same place every single time.
Right. And it's real easy to just pick up your entire laser afterwards, swap out whatever you need, put it down. And we sell extra bottoms because, you know, for production, like we do obviously more production with 3D printers, but we've seen people who have, you know, 4 or 5 lasers. Like I think it was Ed that said, you know, I have 4 lasers.
Yeah.
You can just basically have 4 wasteboards set up with them already lined up, and you just kind of pick your laser up and move from wasteboard to wasteboard. So you cut back on your prep time pretty good.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. If you had multiple wasteboards set up and you were using the same or similar lasers, I mean, I guess you'd probably be easier if you're using the same laser, right? To pop them back.
Yeah, that's if you have one, then you can just kind of pick the whole frame up with the brick feet on it and move it to the next wasteboard.
Oh, interesting.
Or some people have like certain jigs for certain items, you know, if they got like some big thing they built for the rotary and thing, they wanted to pop it up there. You know, we've seen a lot of different combinations at this point. Yeah. So
well, and not only that, you guys do we saw light burn camera mounts. Someone was talking about that. Air assist. You're doing some of the covers. What do they call it? They're not really grow tents. They're laser enclosures. You know, ventilation. I know, like I said, air assist and that kind of thing. I mean, it's you guys don't only have 3D printed stuff, but it's majority of 3D printed stuff, right?
Yeah.
We're just trying to find solutions, man. Whatever we can come up with for whatever the issues. You know, not everybody's into. Not everybody's doing like rotary stuff, so they don't need the feet, or not everybody. Some people burn outside. Some people are concerned about the fumes and all that stuff. So we have the enclosure. It's not fire resistant. We want to work towards getting something like that, but you know, it works. You know, nobody should step away from their laser regardless of what it's in or what it's doing. And but it does solve the fumes issue, you know, and we run it every time in there.
Yeah, keep it from going blind too.
That's I think your bigger thing. And someone says these 3-way sports.
Kids running in my shop, so you know, can't have it running. It's, you know, if the dog runs in or the cat, anything like that. So
well, they get a new tattoo and then no. but no, I think it's a pretty awesome thing. I mean, you guys literally took you saw something that's needed in the community and you started like, hey, how can we help? And let's start doing this. And to be fair, your prices are awesome for what you do. I mean, you guys offer packages and kind of like kits if you want to put them together. I know at one point there was like an ultimate kit for the Ortura Laser Master 2.
Still
that
got
kind of
one.
thing. You still do?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We have
Nice.
we have an Edge of Tech kit still
Yeah.
floating around.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I remember
Yeah.
that from I think it was like early last year or late last year or something like that. I remember the
Yeah.
Edge of Tech kit. I bet you those links are still in those videos too.
Yeah. And we recently got
Um,
on Amazon, which has been,
nice.
which has been nice to kind of finally start to get that momentum going.
I don't know if anybody's done that, but man, what a monster.
Yeah, I can imagine. What if they're, if we're into 3D printing, what does it take, maybe like a summary, like what does it take to get on Amazon? Do you guys ship the stuff yourself, or do you ship it to Amazon to have it shipped, or how's that work?
We're doing fulfilled by us for now. We want to see if our sales
Got
will
it.
increase if we do fulfilled by them, but right now we're doing all of it because we have enough bandwidth right now to be able to handle it. But if it does get big enough, then it is nice to know that we can like use them as a 3PL. But I'll tell you right off the bat, it costs you $40 a month.
Ooh.
And it's 12% of your margin per
Wow.
sale. So they
Wow.
take the lion's share. So
Yeah.
it's
12% right off the top.
well, and it's 12% for 3D printed things, but if you sell other things, you could get like 6% or whatever. So
Oh, got
you're
it.
kind
Yeah.
of the most expensive tier if you're a 3D printer. I don't know why they don't like us, but
Yeah.
but it's it's good. There's definitely a different demographic of people. What we really like about the people that we built into a community and around our whole thing is a lot of them are really deep tinkerers. We get a lot more people who you can tell like don't fully understand what they're doing with lasers sometimes, and so it's a little bit more hand holding, but
Right.
it's still it's bringing people into the space, which is great too.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think I guess searching on Amazon, you probably would have definitely a different crowd than popping through the forums or even, I mean, the Facebook groups, that kind of thing, and then saying, "Hey, I could use that." I mean, they're already in those groups. They're probably got a grasp on what they want, or see what they want. If you're on Amazon, it's like, my nephew has a laser. He could use these pieces, which is great
Right.
for you guys too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I think we just had a trade. I believe we just had a trade of a leg for a fiber laser. Tripod needs a leg, and it appears that Ed, who was going to give up the leg, Geary? I missed.
Who's giving up a leg?
Someone said, "I'll trade you a functional leg for your fiber laser." I'm trying.
He's already got one. He doesn't need another one.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, it was Ed C. Yeah, I trade you a functional
Fiber
leg.
laser or a leg?
Yeah. Well, he'll give up a leg for. See, the thing is, Tripod has 100-watt fiber laser.
NC is like reverse Rocket Raccoon. He's trying to give somebody a leg.
I love it. But no, that is so. If you were gonna give anybody or someone out there some advice, like I want to start up a 3D print farm, like what would you guys? I'll ask you both this question because you might have different answers. But like, you want to start up a 3D print farm. I have 10, I don't know, 5, 10 printers, whatever. Where would you start? Like, what would you do?
Well, I mean, if you've already got the printers, that's one thing. So, I mean, if you already have your product, you got to find your customers. And then, the next biggest hurdle I know for us was, making it look nice. Getting the packaging down. The instructions have been such a hurdle, to get all the videos, the advertisements, the logo, like all that kind of stuff that doesn't necessarily come, like for me, it didn't come naturally because I'm kind of the guy who's printing and I'm tinkering all the time. It came a little bit more naturally. So that's where me and him make a really good pair. So I recommend find someone like him that can, make it look pretty. Works well for me.
That's funny. I'm going to say the opposite.
Yeah.
Find a good tinker. No.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely true, man. It's like a partner can go a long way for running just the vat. I mean, anybody who has a business knows it's never ending. It just keeps going.
Sure.
So, we don't get stressed out together in a bad way. And I think that's been super huge. But also just, I mean, get going. You know, you'll find a niche, print things you like, find out if other people like it, and then kind of that's what we were doing, is kind of tripping into ecosystems of like, okay, this and this and this, and the laser
Sure.
stuff really was the first thing to respond. But we also have other products that we sell and we make, and
Nice.
it's really just stuff you're interested in. There's other people, but yeah, you got to wrap a whole business around it. UPCs, don't do UPCs unless you have to, and that's Amazon. UPC is a whole other monster to climb.
So I took a couple things away from that. I took number one, find a good partner or support system. Number two, just start. Like, do something, get it out there and go. I think one of the big quotes out there, right, is finished is always better than perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, maybe it's not perfect right now, and you keep iterating. You guys have several versions of different things. I've been in the middle of a video, and you're like, "Wait, we just changed
We got
this.
another
Hang on, yeah, let me shoot you over that file or whatever." And that's perfect because it's always, like you said, it's always something going, and if you guys are always moving, that's great. So
getting started is half the battle. I think that rings really true, and you can always refine. Like a thing that he was mentioning that we need to bring up is that when we started, we were just putting everything in sandwich bags, and it was very Etsy friendly. But as we started getting a little bit more business, we were like, okay, we need to really figure out the presentation. What if this ends up in a shelf at a hobby spot, or if we find a distributor? If we are going to Amazon, if we find a distributor in Canada or whatever. If you're a distributor in Canada, reach out. So like as you're moving, that inertia will allow you to figure out how to refine the business model itself. This is true of like any business, but really getting it dialed in for what your audience wants to. Hopefully we're doing that.
Abby says finish is better than perfect. I need to remember that. Absolutely. And she said, for many things in my life, absolutely. So like, it's funny, my wife is super perfectionist. She is big into like miniatures. She's redoing her childhood like dollhouse, and it's 1/12 scale, so it's all tiny, right? An inch is really like a foot because it's 1/12 scale, right? And but she is like very hard on herself for stuff that I'm like, that looks great. And she's like, no, actually, these two pieces of glitter are just about off because they're right in front of this. And I'm like, no one would ever see that except for her. And she's been doing some amazing like tiny snow globes that are like, I mean, they're the tiniest thing, and she's hand doing them with UV cured resin. And I think they look phenomenal. And she'll be like, well, this piece is just a little bit in front of that piece. I'm like, no one will ever, they're going to look at this thing and go, wow.
Well, that's how you get real good at stuff.
Well, and so we balance each other out, right? I run around and do stuff, like almost there. And then she runs around and tells me how to fix it. So
well, and it's funny. I feel like we both have the opposite end of the neuroses stick or something, because whatever he is neurotic about, I'm kind of like, just it's fine. What are you talking about? And then the opposite's true. So we kind of keep each other moving towards the middle, so we're not inefficient,
Right.
We're really focused on the same perfection at the same time, so it works.
Good. No, that's perfect. I mean, and like I said, you guys have, I mean, you come a long way, right, since the very first time we talked. Like you said, sandwich bags and Ziplocs, and it's really cool. If you guys have if you guys have questions, shoot them in now. We're definitely going to answer some questions. We have a few minutes. We're going to do some HotMakes, check out some HotMakes too. But is there anything cool you guys can talk about or want to talk about that could be coming up, or that you've done recently? I mean, guitars behind you, that's phenomenal, by the way. Do you guys, I mean, have anything cool you can talk about?
I think our main thing right now is we've really been trying to attack some of the hotter lasers. We have a Z adjuster for the LM3.
Okay.
We have brick feet for the LM3, which I'm sure you'll get soon. And we're constantly trying to figure out, like, right at the front edge here. We don't have an X tool. I would love to figure out some solutions, but I know they've kind of been crushing it with a lot of the stuff that they have.
Sure.
But if anybody has any ideas that we, that they can't find a solution for the X tool, we do want to do that. Our tent or our enclosure works with the X tool. Same with our pumps.
Yeah, I think
nice.
I think it's got a little bit. We have some pretty powerful ones in our shop for pretty good prices.
Yeah, I can't see why
Nice.
they keep pumping out these like 13, 15, 20 liter a minute pumps. And we've run tests. We have videos. Our videos are nowhere near as good as HotMakes or Edutech, but we've just to kind of get it out there, we've run some side by sides with all of our pumps, and we've found that about 75 liters, at least with the diameter for our irises, 75 liters, 65, 75, we have both those pumps, are really where you're hitting a sweet spot. Any more, you probably want to be running it like split if you have multiple lasers, but 75 seems to be getting rid of a lot of the scorching and helping cut and all that.
I was gonna say for cutting though, you don't want to really run any air while you're etching, or much, just enough to keep it out of the lens, right?
For us, I mean, it depends on what you're etching. I mean, honestly, I run my air for pretty much everything.
Oh, really?
There's a few things I don't. But yeah, mine's not it's not an over the lens one, because I mean, just quite frankly, I'm not comfortable putting printed plastic over my laser lens. So I got it coming in from the side. But that 45-degree angle, it kind of shoots it back out. So I think it really clears out all the dust. Just makes everything burn a little hotter. So I've noticed, deeper engraves. Some things I'll leave it off, but then I'll notice dust on my lens and things like that. So I tend to favor just keeping it on for everything, for me personally, at least what I do. I think some things like canvas and things like that don't work well with that, but I honestly, I don't really do canvas. So yeah, I pretty much do wood all the time. So it's hard.
I got a quick shout out, Andrew. Thank you so much. $10 to the PayPal. And he says, do I really need a reason? So thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Andrew, thank you. Let's see. 3D. We do have a couple quick questions here. Kevin Jones, where are you guys located?
San Diego.
That was a San Diego. San Diego. Oh, anyways. Also, Joel telling 3D printing nerd question. I want a fiber laser. Are there affordable ones? Ooh.
What's your definition of affordable?
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Abby says, I'm in San Diego. That is a good question. What's affordable, Joel? That actually very relevant. Tripod has got like 5 of them or 4 of them or something. So he'd probably be a really good person to answer that question as well. But
he'll sell you a used one at 50% off.
Yeah, I think around $5,000 is kind of the comfortable spot for him.
For a good one.
Yeah, if you're really looking at getting into a good fiber laser, I'd be $5,000 right now, about what I'd spend.
$5,000 or less is what he said. So it's right there. And I know there's some stuff coming from some other players in the field, I guess you could say. And that we'll see that stuff like right after the beginning of the year here. I know Tripod's Garage, he has a couple of good fiber and MOPA videos on his. I know MOPA video is kind of a different style fiber. It can do colors depending on the atmosphere and all that. But also it's more expensive. You add money to your price tag when you do that. But Tripod says, $5,000, you have a lot of options. So definitely around that area. And I love them. The sound they make, I'm drawn to it.
It's so cool. With Lightburn coming into the mix, supporting fiber lasers, it's honestly been a game changer for I think the production and the cost on them. Now that there's software that's common and easy to use and supported, that's making these Chinese machines way nicer to use. So, and it's working on a lot of them. So I think that now that that's been supported, which I think that they released that video right around last year, if I remember, was when I started seeing those holiday videos for Lightburn supporting, and maybe a few months later it actually worked. I think that they're going to continue to get cheaper and cheaper now
Yeah.
that people are willing
Well,
to buy it. And it's not really hard to use software.
Jack in the Shop, we all love Lightburn.
Yeah.
Also, Tripod's Garage has MOPA has a wider frequency range. Absolutely. I mean, like you're saying, the MOPA has such a huge frequency range that allows you to do different colors and burns and check out his videos. He has some fun ones and he does like actual templates of different colors and stuff like that. But he says EasyCAD has memory issues, Lightburn's much better. So it's kind of like CO2 though. I mean, CO2 started super expensive. Now look where they are. I mean, they're much more reasonable. Diode, same thing. They started crazy. I mean, a little bit high there. And I mean, look at the first ones that started coming out. I would consider those high for diode lasers.
Yeah.
And now every company and their dog has a diode laser.
Oh, well, now they're slapping 3-4 diodes all in one. And,
right. Which is crazy and pretty cool, by the way.
It gets you into the metal engraving space with cheap stuff, which is interesting for sure.
Yeah, Ed C says CO2s are shipping with Lightburn. Absolutely. And even the 40 watt, the K40s, some of those are coming with the Rodeo controllers now, so you don't have to mess with upgrading them. And
there's a lot of upgrades for those too. Like I know there's a community member, Tim Rothman, I think his name is, that he's in that Ortur group and everything, and he makes upgrade boards that work with K40 and Ortur and stuff. So there's other guys like us doing other things that are making these products really cool and compatible.
I can't wait. There's just so much cool stuff out there. I have one of the, I don't even know how to say it. It's like the Greek cloud or whatever. It's a CO2 laser and it's kind of been replicated now for a different couple different companies. And I'm waiting for a board. I was in the middle of a burn and the power supply just died. Everything was shut down. I got nothing. But it's actually a pretty nice little laser. And, I think it's interesting because you have like Glowforge and everyone is so drawn because of the name and, they've been around for a minute, but they're so limited because you can't use them without internet. You can't.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not connected to their cloud, you don't use your laser. And
that's so weird. That's for me, that's a deal breaker personally, but
I agree 100%.
I could see myself, but
I mean, and they're definitely not upgradable. I mean, like without through them, they're very proprietary. Where you have something like the one I'm looking at now, where you can use it either with their software or with Lightburn. It's actually a really nice little 50 watt laser. It doesn't take up a ton of space, and it's like, man, I just like now I blew out a power supply, so there's that. But I think there's just some really cool stuff on the scene, and if you wanted to get into that side of things with the lasers, you can do it through the diodes, you can do it through the CO2s or the fibers, and it's so much more affordable than it was even 2 years ago.
Oh yeah. Well, and Glowforge is kind of taking that Apple approach.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, if you want, you got to play ball our way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this space is not. It has a lot of market share, but it's because of ease. But I think there's still always going to be this huge collection of people who are like, I know what I'm doing with all this other stuff.
Yeah,
I definitely agree. It's their ecosystem, right? I mean, it's the software that it makes it easier, and it's the material you can get from them. It's like you said, it's kind of the Apple. But at the same time, if someone who used a Glowforge stepped away for an hour, they would be in Lightburn going, what is happening with my life right now? Hey, wait, you're telling me I don't have to be connected? I could do this in my garage, and just have the computer out there. I don't have to have a cloud. Like, it's no offense, the Glowforge, they're nice lasers.
And I think they're bringing new people to the laser community.
Yeah,
I think that they're bringing an audience that may not necessarily buy a CO2 laser. That they buy it. It's going to normal homes. Not necessarily people that are ripping things apart all the time and tinkering and things. It's just like the Cricut machines. It's like bringing any kind of CNC machine that they can sell at Michael's or something like that. I think Joann's or I know there's some stores that sell.
They all sell the crickets now. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's even some that have Glowforge in it, or at least through ordering.
Wow.
I think that's a really cool thing, bringing new people into it. I mean, hey, maybe it's good for them. For me, it would, but at the same time,
Yeah, but I could get
hang up the products or anything
three
either, so.
machines for the same price. Oh
yeah.
I get it though. I definitely understand. Like, and everyone gives me a hard time with the bamboo thing. It's just like that. I mean, it's like going to something that just works out of the box 99% of the time. Everything is right now. It's not a microwave, right? It's not going to work every single time. But just going to something like that, there's a huge contingent of people that just want that. And that brings me to another question. My wife has a Cricut machine. I do too. I have a Cricut Maker. I've used it like 7 times. The thing is awesome. It does so much, and it just sits there. I feel so bad for it. But my question would be, do you guys use or do you use the laser ever to do custom stuff on the guitars? Because I mean that I've been waiting to ask. So
yes, for the most part, I'll use it for I've done some engraving on guitars and custom builds and things like that. On more common practice, I'll use it for cutting things like shims and things like that. If I need a wood shim of certain, so I can cut it absolutely perfect to fit into a saddle slot.
Sure.
Out of a veneer, which would be pretty hard to cut by hand, or at least get it straight looking. So I use it for a lot for cutting that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna say that the 3D printers get used more for the guitar stuff than the lasers do.
Oh, really?
Constantly cutting like routing jigs and creating all sorts of little things to help.
Routing jigs on a textured plate. I'll print and do back plates, so covered plates, so it has that look.
That's sweet. Do you do custom guitars?
I need like a angled spacer to go in somewhere to just get some weird dimension. I've done 3D routing templates that can like attach to backs and necks and just kind of get these impossible routing jobs without a CNC router. And even with a CNC router, it'd be a pain. But so the cool. Routing templates, which I've done on the laser as well. Being able to take something like, if you don't have the space for a CNC router, being able to take these things from these smaller CNC machines and then being able to use a hand router and basically get the same outcome, with a little bit of elbow grease involved, but get it done. And I think that's absolutely amazing.
That is, that's super cool. Do you make custom guitars? Like, do you from scratch?
Yeah, I get the orders every now and then. It's I'm more of a repair and modify kind of guy. Sure. So I've been, that's where I kind of got into the laser thing. I've been ripping apart guitars and hot rodding them for about 15 years now.
Interesting. Kevin Jones. Oh, do you have one to show? Are you asking guitar, laser, 3D printer? I'm guessing you're saying
within arm's reach. It would be a trip to grab.
Yeah, there is one. If you shoot me a message or something, we can shoot you a message. But one that we put a redwood top on. But looks pretty nice.
Or the flower.
That would be awesome. Well, I think we got about 10 minutes left in the show. I think we should jump into some HotMakes. Let's see what some other people in the community are doing. You guys want to hang out for that?
Oh yeah.
Awesome, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do some HotMakes. All right, so this first one here comes to us from JMT at Average Joe Mike, and it says, my buddy Aaron printed this. This is a hashtag Stardesk model with effects. This is awesome, by the way. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh man,
this is cool. I love the smoke coming out of there, like it's about ready to take off. Does it say
what he's doing smoke with?
It doesn't. Well, let's see. I don't think so. Liquid nitrogen must be expensive because of the tubes. That's funny. It looks like there is a kit. Yes. It's a part of a
Nice.
kit that comes with
It
electronics.
says on the kit page, it says ultrasonic humidifier.
Oh, that makes
Okay.
total sense. Yeah, that won't add
so,
any
like, do
moisture
we
to your
put, like, some
filaments either.
essential oils in this too?
Yes.
Nice. A
Oh,
patchouli
man.
rocket.
Yeah, the patchouli, the peppermint rocket is ready to take off.
Yes.
Let's see. I'll print it myself, and USB-C. You animals! Why would you offer anything else? Just joking. That's not bad. $44, and you get the files. What do you need for physical materials here, though? Ultrasonic humidifier, some clear PALA and LED
You
strip.
just blow your vape pen vapor through it, right?
We get it, bro. You vape.
Right. So hey, look, actually, I think this might come with it. It says what's included: digital files, physical materials not included. So you get the humidifier, reservoir, LED strip, a braided line, USB power splitter, that kind of thing. What's not included: black, gray, or white filament, and any actual mass to orbit capability.
Nice.
So good. I love it. That's so cool.
Awesome.
Very cool idea with the humidifier. I never would have guessed that, actually. Not my first idea. Nice work. All right, what do we have next here? Kevin Jones, have a great night. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to vote in the poll. It's being posted, and also it's in the description. Let's see what nights you guys think would be better than
Are you
Monday.
going to send everybody that voted a I voted sticker?
No, but I might post one.
Okay.
Abby Brown, she's with us. New post, holiday mix, tea light holders, ornaments, and tea light holder ornaments.
Nice.
These are all single extrusion. Wow. Decoration pieces snap into the base models. No filament swaps, no purge towers, no glue, no supports.
Nice.
So let's pop that open, and maybe there we go. Yes, she's always doing so much cool stuff.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Abby Math.
Yes,
Nice.
these are really cool. I love the little gingerbread guy too.
Yeah, am I seeing there's ones that hold lights and then there's ones that don't? Or am I seeing that wrong?
Yep, there you go.
Yep.
I don't think those
There
do.
it is.
Yep. So
There it
that's like
is.
regular ornaments. That's a really cool idea. That's like correct me if I'm wrong, Abby. This is like hot swappable ornament faces. You could swap on Christmas, Halloween, Valentine's Day, like whatever you want.
Keep your tree up year round.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Well, not to be outdone, she actually says, hey, you want to see this one too? This is an ornament tea light holder. So it actually looks like an ornament, and it lights up with tea lights.
Dude, that's rad.
So there you go. Now that's super cool too. There are 3 different hole patterns. That's what she said. That's awesome. Marking safe from voting on HotMakes. Jeez. I love this idea. I mean, just like you guys are talking about with your stuff, like come up with stuff that people like, start printing it or start modeling it, get it out there. And now you can print yourself some ornaments, throw some tea lights in them, and that looks really cool. Definitely more classy than the ornaments I would have 3D printed for the tree.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, I love these little Zal 3D. Let's see if I can show this close up. Maybe let's see if I can block my face. There we go. These little Zal 3D trees.
Nice.
They have little feet.
Nice.
And I printed the keychain version, but there's a non-keychain version. There's a version you can do star in. These things are so cute.
Okay,
and then you got it. And then you have to
do
go with the presents. If you've been watching my shorts lately, and I mean videos, not my actual shorts. There's these too, and they have little they have little feet.
Nice.
My kid would love those.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There we go. They have little feet on them, and they stand up, and they're just the cutest. Anyways, I would say that's probably the classiest Christmas prints there.
Yeah.
For that I'm printing. I mean, all right. Besides these, I have to print these.
No way.
This is Inspire 3D. Chris Freeze, and he sent this. He tagged me in this. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ornament set is now complete. There is a link, and you can get yours now. Check this out,
Dude.
I immediately want pizza.
right?
Yeah,
dude.
Awesome.
I immediately
These are
think
so killer.
nice. I immediately think like bodacious and
Radical.
Vanilla Ice or something. But
Vanilla Ice. Nice. Oh my god.
I love these. I might have to check this out. Like I said, there is a what am I doing? Unfollow? Jeez, I almost unfollowed him. I thought I was following Titan's Revenge. That is interesting. Anyways,
Those are so
gotta
awesome. Are
find
they
these.
painted? I'm trying to. They look like they have some shading and.
There we go. I'm not sure. They look great. They did an awesome job. Let's see. Has anyone? Let's go look. Just because we can. 1990 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle is complete. Looks like it's on Patreon right now.
Looks like they're kind of coming out white in that little tiny picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So they might be. I think
Yeah.
they might be.
Dude, great.
I should totally try to paint one myself and see how bad I can do it.
All right, we'll do
I
it
would-
side by side.
Have, like,
I would
some
color
makeup.
it and slice it in colors because otherwise I would just, my painting is not great.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man.
All right. Pichet Homelander bust by Wexter printed on the X1 Carbon by Bamboo Lab in 7 colors and painted in the bamboo slicer. So this is a 7-color print. Here, if this is this is a testament to looks like probably running 2 AMS using 7 colors. Check this out. Hopefully my audio's off. Good. Okay.
Nice.
That is all printed like that, not painted.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Oh, is there no purge block on that?
Did they print a second model as the purge block?
Yeah. No. Let's see. Let's
Oh
go
no.
back here.
Okay, if it's a bamboo, it has a poop chute, doesn't it?
It does, but you can actually. I didn't see. Let me go back to where they.
It's
printed.
got like a discard area.
Yeah, the poop chute in the back purges, but there usually is a block.
Oh
in the
yeah, I
background.
think there's a purge block back there.
If there's,
Yeah.
You can see it
oh
over the
yeah, it's
shoulder.
right here.
Yeah.
It's right here. Yep. You can purge into infill if you wanted to.
And I got so excited. It'd be cool if somebody printed 2 models and the second one was or like they were purging on each other.
That is cool. That is 2 models, but do you see the cool thing about the bamboo machines and what makes them more economical to print? Because there's a lot of waste when you do multicolor, right? More economical to print if you print multiple things in the same color or at the same time, at the same colors, it doesn't up your purge. So if you're gonna do a multicolored print, why not print 2 or 3 of them? If you can. Yeah, they're definitely it was. Oh, there you go.
He said he purged into infill too. That was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Go pull up the video again and go like 2 seconds back.
What was that?
No, right where it shows his face. Go up a little bit. Keep going. Right there. That smirk. Back. Keep going a little bit. That smirk is like the best smirk I've ever seen.
Right? So good. Like, haha. It's totally Homelander to come out like this too, right?
Yeah.
But that's awesome. Nice work, and thank you for being here. Still pics are in the Twitter too. Oh, I must have not seen them. Let's go look. Hey, what's going on here? There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, this is so clean too. Let me know. Do you have 2? Are you running 2 AMS units? That's what I'm guessing you're doing, and because you could run 8 colors then. Man, it's so nice.
Yeah, that's fun to play with.
Is that not crazy? It takes a minute to do, but it's so cool that it's something so easy now. It takes the time to paint it, and that is the time. It is definitely Wexter captured the smirk actually.
Captured the smirk.
Yeah, he definitely captured the smirk. But it takes the time to paint it. That is also some time of your life you'll never get back to paint all this stuff. But but I tell you, once you get that done, it's super easy to do. It just takes a long time.
Yeah, said 4 AMS total, and there's other picks for the bamboo setup.
That's so cool. I have
That
4
looks
as
like
well.
dinner.
I just have not connected them. I should do
And
that.
now I'm hungry.
Yeah. All right. What else we got here? Local Maker Michigan. Nice work, by the way. Pichet Webb. Local Maker Michigan says HotMakes Christmas bundle is beautifully scaled to 45%. Let's jump in here. This is the Rockin' Wreath. So it says rocking around the Christmas tree. And it looks like a printed wreath and 3 colors. I'm guessing this is layered. So 3 different layers. That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Looks good.
Nice.
Nice work. All right. And last but not least, again from Local Maker Michigan, that blue silk from Polymaker 3D really looks good. This is on a Tanner 3D Jeep. I love these Jeeps, by the way.
Nice.
What Jeep is that?
I don't know which one this is.
Print me one of them Jeeps.
There you go. They're on printables. It's
Okay.
the Rep. Oh, it's the Rep Ranger. Okay.
Okay.
These are pretty fun. He has a whole bunch of different ones.
Okay.
This is the Rep Cord one. Now that I see the R on the front, the Rep Ranger. But super fun.
Good.
Nice work. And I gotta say the links are in the description of the video. There's a link for a Google Drive. You'll find all of the stuff that we showed and some more. And also, don't forget to tag us. So hit up the Twitters, find stuff that you like, find that you make that someone else made, 3D printing, lasers, wood, paint. I don't care what it is. Hashtag that with HotMakes and let's get some more of those coming in. I think this week we're a little short. We were short. I say short. There was probably around 20, but that's short for a week. So don't forget to hashtag a HotMakes. I know we can't show them all sometimes, but we love at least getting them all in the links so everyone can see them if they go back. Geary, do we have a random quick tally?
Yeah. So currently the most votes are for Mondays.
All
right.
I told you the bots, man. The bots. Somebody's
Interesting.
trolling.
We got so we have it set up where you can only vote once per IP address, but you can vote for multiple days if you want. So we have 38 votes, 27 participants. 18 of those are for Mondays.
Nice. So
9
Tuesday
of them
it
are
is?
for Sundays.
Oh.
5 are for Wednesday. 3 are for Tuesday, and 3 are for Thursdays.
Interesting. All right. Well, we're going to keep that open for a while. We're going to hit it with the social medias as well. And
I'm going to go ahead
share it
and
out
leave
there.
that open until Monday doesn't win, and then I'm going to close it immediately.
Definitely. All right. Well, I know we're a little bit over, and I have to go in a few minutes. I have actually a meeting at 7:15. But before I go, real quick, one more time, who you guys, what do you do, and where can we find your stuff? That's the most important thing.
King Gubby, Buck, Brett. It was awesome being on the show, Jim. Thanks for everything over the years, man. And you can find us on Instagram, kinggubby.designs. Find us on YouTube. I don't know the handle, but just look up King Gubby Designs. And then kinggubby.com is where you can find all the products that we have. We're on some of the other platforms, eBay and Etsy, but they kind of limit us to what we can offer. So you can't get like enclosures and pumps and other things like that on there. So if you want our full catalog, it's on kinggubby.com. But we loved being here, man.
Yeah.
It was really fun. Thanks.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on, and I can't wait to check out some new stuff that we have coming, which is cool. And anybody out there, if you have lasers, check out kinggubby.com and check out some stuff. They have some really good packages of stuff too. Maybe we'll do like a Christmas thing, like an Edutech Christmas package thing. I don't know. We'll talk behind the scenes. That would be a lot of fun. And if anyone's watching tonight and wants something, maybe I'll talk to these guys after. Maybe we'll come up with something fun for you guys too.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you guys so much for being here again. Episode 127 of HotMakes, and we are here every Monday currently at 6 p.m. Central.
Forever until eternity.
Forever. We will see
Your
you guys
mama.
next week. Yeah. Gary's
Hey,
not happy.
Have everybody comment down in the comments what you want as a giveaway, and we'll have Jim give it
Ooh.
away.
There you go.
King Gubby.
There you go. So shoot it off. And after in the comments of the video, not the live chat. When the video goes live, comment in the comments section. And if you want to see something given away on their shop, they said they would give it away. So we'll do that. Maybe we'll do a giveaway next week or the week after, right before Christmas.
Let's let's talk about that in the green room.
That sounds good. I gotta fly, everybody. I gotta get to a meeting. Thank you guys all for being here. You guys hang out. We'll be right back with you. Everybody else, we will see you next week. Have a great week and see you guys later. See you later, everybody.
See ya.
Offset Maker Lab, thank you so much for becoming a new member of my channel. I appreciate that, man.